Hello, my name is Ector, and in today's build tutorial we're going to learn how to build this awesome looking jungle treehouse. Now it has a staircase all the way up, it has some little bits of cool design bits on the way up as well, and then at the top here it has all the kind of necessities that you need: chest, furnaces, bed, all that kind of thing, and a crafting bench. So let's get cracking. Okay, so these are the kind of materials that you will need, plus a few extras for design, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Now, I built this custom tree. You could also, if you wanted, plant some jungle saplings and then kind of make your own tree like that. I think it's better to do it this way because you can customize the height. So all you need to do is just get some jungle logs and just go up to a height that you think you would like. So I'm just gonna pick a height there and we'll do that now. So when you're done, you should get something like this. It's just a 2x2 kind of block, just like a standard jungle tree. And I'm gonna make the kind of platform on this kind of area. Okay, so you want to kind of note that and then realize that the rest of the kind of tree is going to come up a little bit higher, a little bit taller. So say something like that. We can always change that after we come to it. Now, what you want to do is decide where your kind of entrance is going to be. So I'm gonna make mine here. So I start like this. Then on this side, I kind of put an upside down stair, and then we just put 2 more stairs, and just kind of repeat that pattern going all the way up to the top. Now, on the back side, what you want to do is I just put upside down stairs like that, and just to kind of fill that block out. So go up all the way around, do that, and then I'll meet you at the top. So when you're done, you should get something like this. So this goes all the way up, right up to the top here, as you can see. Now, this is a good point to kind of figure out where you want to put your door. I have a door, if you can see over here. I put my door there on the way up, so you can kind of see. If you come up here, and this is where I kind of put my door, but you can put it pretty much wherever you want, but it's a good kind of time to see where you want to put it. So if you want to put it there, you can kind of build around that, and I think we might leave it there for no, let's put it on the next one up. There we go. I think that's a good place for the door. Then we have that little bit up, and there we have that. Now from here, what I did is I kind of came out with some branches like this, and what I did is I didn't do too much, but I did something like this, and then you go up a little bit just to make the branch a little bit cool and different. You don't need to go out that far, I found. Just a little bit will do. Knock those out again, and you just want to kind of make them a little bit, a little bit shapely, like it's a little bit, a little bit different. Let's put that one there. There we go. Like it's like it's been made naturally. That's the kind of thing that you want to go for. And you can, of course, go down one as well. Let's do that, and then maybe up like that, and then one on this side as well. Actually, let's go off that one. Let's go up immediately one, and yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of making this up really. You don't need to be that exact or anything, because the very next step that we're going to do now is we're going to cover this in leaves. So you can see I've just kind of made little clumps, and you can put more on the actual tree. It's really up to you. This is highly kind of adaptable to whatever you want to build it, and even in fact you could even do this out of spruce quite easily, or any other kind of block. But I've had a few requests for jungle trees, so I thought I'd do one. So just kind of make initial kind of bushes, so just kind of cover up the logs. And what you want to do with this is you just kind of want to make sure that most of these blocks are kind of covered. And then like that it's all right, but maybe it's a little bit kind of blocky. What you want to do is make it so that it isn't too much of a kind of square box. You want to kind of make it rounded as much as possible. So do that on all 4 sides, and there we have that. So that's a very kind of rough kind of figure. Now what we want to do now, we can take some of these out. It kind of really depends on what you want to do. And you can make these further out as well if you want. I'm using slabs here now, just to kind of make ourselves a bit more, there we go, there we go, a bit more of an actual platform. That's the word, a platform. So, you know, upon which we can live. And this, again, you know, you kind of want to make it a little bit haphazard. You don't have to do everything. And what I'd suggest to do is here and there, kind of, you know, just do maybe a random log and even change that up, you know, that kind of thing. You don't have to kind of keep everything with slabs. It kind of makes it look a little bit nice, a little bit messy. Now here you've got to be careful if you want your door here, because you kind of need to make sure, because I think if we put a slab there, yeah, I can't get down. So those are something to worry about. You can probably get away with doing something like that. There we go. And then here, you know, if you want to be a bit more secure, you can put, there we go. You can do something like this, and let's put another one here, and just kind of add some fence posts. And you could do that all the way around. It's really up to you. And of course you can, in fact, even if you wanted, you could cover this up. We can cover this up with leaves. And once I've done that, I join these like little bits up, just so that you kind of get a bit of a wall, and you kind of know where the kind of edge is. And maybe this is a bit too close, so you want to kind of move that out. And look, that's kind of there. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And just kind of keep tweaking the design, you know. This isn't really a block for block guide. Again, that is a little bit close maybe, so I can bring that out. Let's put a log there, and then we'll have that there. And yeah, that's already starting to look a lot nicer. And what you can do with these bits as well, if you don't kind of like them, you can cover them up with those kind of things. Or you could even, you know, if you wanted them, if you actually do want them attached, you could just attach it to the branch further up like that. It's kind of really up to you. Now let's go about modifying the kind of tree trunk itself, because like this, I think it's a little bit dull, isn't it? So what I kind of did to liven this up a little bit is I kind of knocked some of the kind of logs out and just added some fences, just to kind of, you know, nope, that's not what I wanted. Just to kind of add a little bit of a change, you know, a little bit of difference, a little bit more kind of character. You want a lot of vines on, because jungle trees have a lot of vines. If you're doing spruce, then, you know, maybe you don't need vines as much, but for jungle tree, you want a lot of vines hanging around. So what I also did, something that's nice to do, if you knock out a block that's near a chair, not a chair, but near the stairs, then you can add a little, come on, can I? There we go. You could add like a little flower, and I even went as far as to add, where is it, a painting somewhere along the way. So let's see where we could do that. I think somewhere near here, maybe there. Yeah, I like that. Something else that you can do just to kind of liven up the kind of trunk a little bit is I put a few of these, just kind of, there we go. Oh, I didn't want two of those. Just some of these kind of branching out, just again to make it look a little bit more tree-like. There we go, like that. And lastly, for the trunk, you want to add a bit of light. Of course, you need a bit of light up that lovely tree. And maybe let's put one there off that. I like that. That's a little bit different, so you get some light on the way up. Then on this side, let's do it here. I think that's nice. And you don't have to do it in the same kind of way. You know, it's a tree house. You're living in a tree. It's going to be a little bit kind of messy and haphazard. So again, you know, cover all that with vines if you like. And that is already starting to look quite a lot nicer. Now, up here, just to add some finishing touches, let's get some of these things. What have we got? We need that, maybe some chests, that kind of thing. And I also, we don't need a door anymore. What I thought was particularly nice was putting that there and then a crafting table there, and I think that looks quite nice like that. Now, you might be wondering, you know, I have another little bit at the top, and that is quite correct. So what you want to do, just to get that back, is just build the rest up and make sure it's in line with the actual trunk below. Okay, like that. There we go. And what you want to do, you don't want it to just be kind of, you know, like that. So kind of make it so that it goes up, you know, a little bit more haphazardly. And what you could also do is do things like that. And that's the same on the platform underneath, you know, kind of make it look, maybe rather than that, you know, you add a little thing, a little bit of a stair just to kind of, you know, change things up. Maybe add a few more, you know. Just keep tweaking it and making it better, and you'll soon find that you kind of come up with loads of ideas on your own. Maybe instead of that there, we'll put one there, and we can put another one there. And yeah, you just keep adding little bits until you kind of get a full thing. Also, one thing I did forget, there's lots of little bits with this. Where is it? Materials, cocoa bean. There we go. Because it's a jungle tree, you can also add cocoa beans to the sides like that, and that again adds another wonderful kind of bit of color and character to the actual build. So there we go, like that. And once you get up here, of course you could add more platforms. You could add as many platforms as you like, but at the top here, just kind of add what the jungle trees at the top look like. So they have usually like a smaller little bit, and then a little bit of a gap, and then a larger kind of canopy bit. If you actually kind of want to build one of these yourself, you could always just grow a jungle tree and then copy it. So there's lots of little things like that. And I've added loads of bits. You can see I've added some more trapdoors. I put a lot more stairs into the build here, so it just kind of looks like it's more built up. You could add some buttons maybe for, you know, more things, and you can see I just kind of kept adding and tweaking little bits, and you could easily kind of keep going up and make this a really giant massive tree. Put some light up here as well, and then on this side I just kind of added a little water up so I can get back up. And then on the side here, the entrance, I just built a little kind of, you know, a nice little entrance here with welcome to the jungle house. Just a nice little thing. And yeah, also I put some kind of trunks and, you know, things like that, so a bit more of a tree trunk. So if you want to add that, you just kind of, you know, add more of a kind of trunk type feel to it, and just kind of add some leaves around it. They're very simple, very simple. You can easily kind of adapt this as much as you like, you know. There you go, something like that, and you can keep adding that to your build. One thing I will say, I've added some vines here. A lot of vines on these bits look cool because they kind of look like they come down. Something to note, you can add string at the bottom. I don't think I've done it there. Where have I done it? Have I done it on none of these sections? Oh, okay. Well, if you add string like this, if you add vines like that, oh, there's a bit there. If you add vines like that, they'll keep growing. If you want to stop them, you can add a vine, add a bit of string there, and that will stop it. And from far, you cannot see that bit of string there. So hopefully you've enjoyed this how to build a jungle tree house tutorial. You've got something from it. If you did, a like or comment is very much appreciated, and make sure to subscribe for more tutorials like this. Also, if there's anything else you'd like to see me do a tutorial on, then let me know about it. As for me, I've been Ector. This is how to build a jungle tree house, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.